Greetings. I had a little time, so I said, let me do a collective reading. So I wanted to hop on while we're still in this full moon energy and do a collective reading. So I'll just wait for a few seconds, not long, for a few folks to hop on. Got my chloroxygen. You know, I try to have chloroxygen every day, you know, and I pretty much do, that's how it looks when it's going in. I do a quart of it at least. I just kind of put the whole dropper in there, you know, and it, so if you ever see me with my jug, anybody who comes to Shumba, you know, you always see me with my trusted mason jar. That's what I'm drinking on. Water with chloroxygen in it. Okay. So I'm what's up, y'all? Hey, hello. Had a little bit of time, so I wanted to hop on and do a collective read. Let me just say this, you know, tarot readings are very popular right now. And you know, it's to be expected. We're in the air age, we're in the age of Aquarius. A lot of people are becoming awakened. A lot of people are coming into knowledge of spiritual awareness and spiritual teachings. Hey. And so, you know, you're going to find more people getting into things that were not accepted, were not, were seen as something that's wrong or bad, because now it's becoming very clear that these things are not, you know, they are tools, you know, they are ways that we can connect to the divine and gain guidance. And, you know, we give thanks. We give thanks for the tools. We give thanks for those who have a purpose and a destiny to work with these tools, to become servicemen and women who utilize these tools to support the community. And so we give thanks. We give thanks for all of those who do. And we just pray. We pray that the sacredness of spiritual tools and the divinity of spiritual work sustains. You know, we just pray that individuals who become awakened and feel eager and feel called, we pray that they practice patience and stillness so that they can be led by spirit and not by ego in doing this work and working with these tools. I'm going to leave it at that. So now, tarot cards, I do, you know, it is one way that I consult spirit, you know. First, I used it on my own, you know, for personal use. And then after much prayer and consideration, I began to offer it to customers and clients of Oyun Ministries. And so it is a service, by the way. Some don't know that, you know, because I don't just walk around like, yeah, girl, I do tarot, you know. But it is a service. So if you look at my services, you will see a 3-card pull and a 10-card pull. And generally, individuals seek out readings when, first of all, on birthdays. You know, I do a lot of birthday readings. You know, you're just kind of getting your Earth Day or your solar year reading, and that's always good. New Year's, when you're making a big step in life, like marriage or business partnerships or big moves, big purchases. Those are times that individuals tend to seek out readings. But also when there's a little double-mindedness about certain things or feelings of just kind of like confusion or stuck or stagnated, like if they feel like they have kind of hit a plateau in their growth or their expansion, that's when individuals seek out a reading. And how the readings work, and I always like to educate before I jump into doing things. How the readings work is how all the tools work. All is energy. And individuals who do readings should have a level of discipline when it comes to working with their own energy and developing and balancing their own energy. Number one, that's first and foremost. Anyone who's doing any kind of readings or any kind of energy work or any kind of spiritual work, those individuals should be ones who are quite passionate and dedicated and disciplined with their own energy work. And thus, their energy or their energetic field or their auric field is quite sensitive. It is it's one that can connect with other energy fields, and it produces readings. And so readings don't necessarily have to happen with tarot cards. It can happen with nothing at all. It can just happen, with just an encounter. It can happen with tarot cards. It can happen with cowrie shells. It's done in so many different ways. Divination is done in so many different ways. Tarot is just one of them. And there are several decks of tarot cards. I, in particular, y'all see it's been, wow, mine is used regularly. But my deck is the Angel Tarot Deck Guidebook. And I've used several tarot decks before. I really love my Crystal Tarot deck. That's a really good one too. Really, really good one. They did a really good job with putting that together. But I like this one in particular because it presents the duality of life or the polarity that is natural in life, but it doesn't present it in a doomsday type of way. And that really is in alignment with my belief system. I believe that all is in divine order, that there's good in God in everything. That doesn't mean that we may not feel a little bit of struggle or a little push and pull every now and then, but trust and believe there's some good in God in all of it. And so I don't like those decks that, have the kind of doomsday. Anybody can relate? Anybody know what I mean? You get a reading and they're like, beware, okay, calm down. We're not trying to cause any fear. I am not a fear monger, because fear is not of God. So I'm not one that's going to read a deck. I can't even get the words out of my mouth trying to read anything like that. Caution is one thing, giving guidance on how to move in certain things is another thing. But, all of those beware and, there's an enemy here and there, it's too many decks that I think has too much of that in it. So my intention was not to get on and actually teach, but hey, that's be my mode. Let me just say one more thing about tarot. Tarot has different suits, right? And the suits represent certain aspects of life. And a lot of times in this deck in particular, it goes with the elements. So you got fire, water, earth, right? And air. And then you have just the kind of basic, I suppose, what can I call it? Basic aspects of life. So in the first suit, you see representatives like the magician, the high priestess, the emperor, the empress, unity, the lovers, the chariot, justice, the hermit, the wheel, WHEEL, strength, awakening, release, balance, all natural aspects of life, ego, life experience, the star, the moon, the sun, the renewal, the world. So that's like the first suit, okay? Meaning you may get cards that come from that suit. And generally you get cards that come from that suit when it's highlighting a cycle in your life. some level of cycle that happens in your life. All of us go through cycles. We go through our magician periods where everything we touch, is golden. We have those periods. We also go through release periods. We go through periods where unity is called for, justice is called for. All of these things show up in our lives one way or another. So that suit may come up in your reading if that's a part of what's going on in your life. Then you have the fire suit. That's one that's about passion. This is about the passion, your creativity, your dreams, your visions. This is your zeal, your will. All that stuff shows up in the fire suit. So if you see a lot of fire coming up in your reading, then you probably are possibly having a career change or thinking about jumping out there and starting a business, or you wanting to get into a relationship. Something passionate, something willful, something that's igniting your zeal is going on in your life, or something that's riling up your emotions or your creative juices is happening. That's the fire. Then you have the water suit. Water suit is definitely emotions. Water represents emotions. So it generally come up in your suit when you got some going on with your emotions, something happening with your loved ones, something happening in relationships. That's usually when the water comes up. And a lot of time the guidance in the water suit, if you're getting that card, the guidance is to balance your emotions, is to find ways to allow yourself to balance your emotions and not let your emotions take over you. So that's a lot of the guidance in the water suit. But it's specific depending on what you have going on in your world that's really stirring up those emotions and things. Then you have the air suit. That the air element is all about intellect. It's about intuition. It's about the mind. It's about thinking, organizing, all of those different type of things. Legal system, communication, all of that is air. So if that comes up, you're generally dealing with something that maybe you're tussling between, you maybe double-mindedness about, maybe you're confused about, wanting to know more about. You might get that if it's time for you to go to school and you need to up your skills, your education on something. The air suit comes up when it's time for you to go within more and get more answers from your intuition versus from the outside world. That air suit is typically going to tell you need to get into meditation somewhere. You need to get some wise counsel. You need to maybe go on a spiritual pursuit. You maybe want to join a spiritual organization. Those type of things come up in the air suit because air is all about mind, and mind becomes matter. And so it's a necessity for that mind, that inner guidance system to be clear. Then lastly, you have the earth suit. Now, earth comes up when it's talking about manifestation. It's talking about success and shmoney and, all that good stuff. So people love to see the earth because it's about to be, on. It's a lot of those cards is about finances, and usually it's good. Sometimes it's like, look, you need to scale back. You need to get you a budget going. You need to figure out how you're gonna, how you're going to reserve your resources. So you may get that cautionary, message from that earth suit. Or you may get like, hey, it's about to be some financial windfalls that's about to happen. So be ready, get yourself together, have a plan of action so you can work that plan when that money comes. Yeah. So I hope that helps. Did that help, y'all? I mean, I just figure, you got so many people out here just kind of like, look, he go to tarot read and this and this, with a lack of understanding and education. I think, man and the entire nation perish for the lack of it because of the lack of education. Okay. The lack of knowledge. And we'll fall for anything, we can be impressionable, and we have some convincing individuals out here. Give thanks, because they have a skill about themselves. And we have a lot of good readers out here. And then we also have some people who have picked it up because it is a fad. So at least if you're educated, you can kind of discern whether what you're getting is authentic, whether, you want to be able to discern. Okay. I don't have anything against any reading. What I say is don't get dependent upon readings. Be able to read yourself. You know what I mean? You should be able to connect with your own energy. And so I'm not one that's going to support a client just feeling like they have to obsessively get a reading to live their lives. No, Oyun Ministries is about getting you to the place where you are so connected with your own energetic and spiritual body, emotional body, and physical body that you can be your own healer, your own doctor, your own teacher, your own lover, your own mama, your own. Yeah. And then we give thanks for those things outside of us that we're blessed with, like the breeders and the spiritual teachers and the doctor and all those different things outside of ourselves. But before we go outside of ourselves to find ourselves, we got to find ourselves on our own, you know, and sometimes we need help with that. But that's what's more important for me. You know, it's been plenty of times people come for a reading and I go, what you really need is a coaching session. So let's turn this into a coaching session. Let's talk about some things, get some grounding going here. And then let's do the reading. Or, you know, let's get an energy clearing going so we can clear some of this energy out. Then let's get some coaching happening so we can start talking some things through and getting some clarity on your own. And then we can do the reading. Because if you do a reading where you're all like, you know, just everywhere, it's not going to do anything but just read the energy of where you at right there, you know. So you know where you at. So let's just, we don't have to do the tarot for that. You know, let's get it together. Let's do some work. And then we can do some reading, you know, to see where we're going, you know, but first let's get some grounding, you know. Okay. Pardon me. I'm about to do the collective read. So, what I mean by collective read right now is I have, for the last hour or so, been just kind of vibing on a collective as a body of the body of God, you know, the collective, everyone here, you know, everyone in our territories, everyone who's listening to me now, everyone who sees this video, every person who's associated with those people, every person who's associated with those people. And so that's who I have in mind. You know, I close my eyes, I can literally see the span, you know, so I have everyone in mind as a collective, and I am petitioning or calling upon guidance and clarity and a word for all of us as we continue on this journey that we all are on. We're on this journey of our destiny. Whether we feel like we're on point or not, whether we're doing what we want to do or not, you know, it's a journey, and it's our own unique journeys, and we're all on a beautiful journey, especially when we know how to live it in a way where we can see the beauty and we can experience the beauty in the journey. So that's what I mean by collective reading. I have everyone in mind. So don't be surprised if it speaks directly to you, or if it speaks directly to something that you've been thinking about, or if it speaks directly to something that you've contemplated, or something that you maybe talked about with your with a friend or a loved one. So don't be surprised if it is right on point. So every time I do a reading, I like to just kind of have the person or the people in mind. Maybe even have a visual of them. And then I just speak a prayer prior to doing the reading. First of gratitude. So I give thanks for the oneness of it all. We give thanks for the life force energy that created the worlds, that same life force energy that we have within us that connects us to everything around us. So we give thanks for that oneness and that connection. We give thanks for the tools that we're able to use to gain guidance from the one mind, from that which we call God, from that which we call the Creator, the Almighty, the All-Knower, the Truth, the Light. And then I make my request, you know, may we receive guidance in whatever form that it needs to be given. As I do this collective reading, may the words, may the clarity, may the guidance be clear. And may our hearts and minds be open so that we're able to hear the guidance. And may we be able to take the guidance and move forward in clarity and in courage. Ashe. 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 Oh. Amen. Amen. So it is so. Now with me, I have my own thing, my own method that Spirit led me to follow when it comes to when I finish shuffling. So I shuffle until that happens, and then I know it's ready. And just so you know, a lot of the spiritual tools that we use and the spiritual rituals and all these different types of things that we do, the best thing to do is to follow Spirit. Yes, there are customs and there are traditions and there are systems where you should follow the system if you're going to do it. But in all things, make sure you're listening to Spirit. Don't just do things just because a book told you to do it or just because a person told you to do it. You know, consult Spirit about it. Put it in your prayers, put it in your meditations, and, you know, speak. May everything that I'm doing resonate with me, and may Spirit lead me and guide me in the way that I should go and how I should be doing this ritual, how I should be using this tool. You know, the book can only give you the perception of the person who wrote it. And basically, it's somebody who was just like you, who picked it up. Something led them to pick up whatever it is, or they learned it from, you know, their people or whatever. And then they did their own. They wrote it out from their own perception. That's what you're getting. So you have a perception. Spirit talks to you, you know. So follow your spirit. When you're using gemstones and tarot cards and smudge and all these different things. I get so many questions. I know it's still shuffling. Hey, it's for the collective. Patience. I get so many people that we give thanks for the patience. I get so many people that come in on Saturdays to the marketplace, and they have a lot of questions about how to do certain things. You know, a lot of people ask about how to smudge. You know, the right and wrong things when it comes to smudging, the right and wrong way to create an altar, the right and wrong way to do. All right, yes. All right, it's ready. The right and wrong way to do prosperity rituals, the right and wrong way to pray, the right and wrong. I get so many questions because it's so much information, right? It's the information age. So we got so many people who have, who are giving information, so many YouTube videos, so many books, you know, so it can get confusing and it can get overwhelming and it can get intimidating. It can get, despairing, you know. It can be, you can fall into despair because you can feel like, man, I really, really desire to grow my relationship in God, but I don't know how to do that. Or I feel like I have to subscribe to this or that. You know, society is making you feel like you gotta subscribe to this, or you have to be initiated in that, or you have to do this. Greetings. You know, and I say you got to just follow Spirit. You know, you just have to follow Spirit. And if you don't know how to do that, you know, and that's just sounds like, I hear you, Queen, but I don't know what that means. I don't know how to do that. Then I would definitely say start there. Start with understanding what is Spirit. Start with understanding how to consult Spirit. Start with understanding that, which a big part of that is prayer and meditation. You know, just starting there. Because once you start to do that, things unfold for you. What are your beautiful necklace gems that you are wearing? Looks like a copper bullet with the bottom stone and the long necklace crystal. Oh, thank you. This is actually a pendulum. I just wear it as a necklace. It's on a, it's tiger's eye. So this is tiger's eye at the bottom. So I can take it off and use it as a pendulum. And this is rainbow fluorite. That's what that is. And of course, y'all know I do the copper. So all of it is copper. I didn't wear my rings today feel a little naked. But thank you for the compliment. All right, the deck is ready, so let's get into it. Okay. By the way, I do offer coaching sessions for those who just kind of need just a little guidance on, how to just, I call it get your life coaching, just in whatever you need. But certainly if you're on the spiritual journey, you just need a little assistance and just kind of getting some clarity and getting grounded. And I also do natal chart sessions. So if you have your natal chart, I ask that you have your full chart, your planets and your aspects. We can go through those, and I can give some guidance on how to use that natal chart, because a lot of people have their charts but they don't know how to use them. And so I am not an astrologist, but I can assist you with getting clear about what your chart is all about and how to use that, put it in practical use, as how to use it to develop your spiritual development plans throughout the cycles, throughout the seasons, how to use it to assist you with your spiritual work, how to use it. I'm just thinking of all the ways I use my natal chart. How to use it to create a personal development plan for your Earth Day, for your solar year. It's a lot of ways that you can use a natal chart. How to use it to reconcile with your emotions. How to use it to heal. How to use it to increase your currency, get your money together. How to use it to, you can use it's your blueprint. It is your blueprint. So it has the answers, you know what I mean? And it's mathematics, it's science. So this is not something that, it shouldn't have been something that you hired somebody to do and they made it up, because it's math, it's nothing they can make up. It's your birthday, your birth time, your place of birth, and it's going to render information. What moon you was born under, what planet was ruling the hour that you was born, what's your sun sign, what's your rising, what's your Mercury, communication, what's your Venus, your love relationship, what's your Pluto, what's your Jupiter. So I do sessions where we go through all of that so you can use them, because that's what they're for. It's not just for us to just say, oh yeah, I'm a Virgo. First of all, Virgo, I want to know your moon sign. And I definitely want to know your Mercury. And if we trying to kick it, I need to know your Venus. I need to know all of those different things. So if you having issues, you having some serious issue with your money, I need to know your Saturn and your Mars and your moon and your sun, because that's what you got going. That's what that's where all your will and zeal and all of that is going towards. So that's probably impacted your money. But I need to know your Mercury, because your communication may be jacking you up on the money side. And I need to know your moon, because your emotions might be, I'm not a Virgo. Drag me. I'm not going to do the Virgo. I don't drag none of the signs, because, we all got our polarity. So it is what it is. And the polarity is beautiful, especially when you know how to find balance, because then you can really live out your destiny in a beautiful way, a beautiful, balanced way. So yeah, I can assist with that. It'll definitely take at least 2 readings. 2 sessions. It's a lot. So it'll take at least 2 sessions. All right, who ready for this read? Y'all, if you ready for this read, hold tight 1 second. Let me see what my son wants. He texted me. 1 second, y'all. Y'all still there? Let me know if y'all ready for this read by dropping me a I'm ready. I'm ready. Dropping me a I'm ready. I'm here and I'm ready. I'm here and I'm ready. Then after we finish the read, I'll stay on just for a few seconds, for a few minutes to answer some questions. Then I'm gonna hop off. Okay? I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay. Give thanks. All right. Give thanks. just going to do a 3 card. Ooh. Aha. Ashe. Give thanks. Yes. So it is very fitting for us to have an earth card and 2 fire cards, because this full moon is on fire. I know it's been some passion riled up during this super full moon. The moon, when it is a super moon, that just means it's closer to the earth. Nothing mystical and magical, you know, it's just closer to the earth. And so the moon energy is really impacting us right now. So I know some passion has been riled up, because what have I said on these energy reports that I've been doing for this full moon? Emotions are going to be heightened. So we're going to be in our feelings a little bit, and those feelings may be sparking some level of passion and will and zeal for us to heal, for us to move, for us to shift, for us to grow, for us to release, for us to, you know, it's poking us to, get it done, Some got to give. Let's get it. Let's get the healing happening, or let's get the business going, or let's get the plan in action. Let's do something. So the first one in the 3 card pool, the first one represents kind of where we've been with our energy, what we've been on. This is basically what we've been on. And then the second card is where we're at right now. And then the third card is where we're going. Okay. So 7 of Earth comes up first. This is what we've been vibing on. This is where we've been at. And it says the fruit of your labors continue to grow, and harvest is imminent. Patience is essential as you pause to plan your next steps. You may feel you have far to go, but don't forget how far you've come. Review and acknowledge your progress from a broader perspective. Anxiety regarding the current situation is unfounded. Any halt in forward movement is temporary. This is a good time to rest or vacation to recharge your batteries. Additional meanings of this card: perseverance, reaching a milestone, considering a new approach, and unnecessary worry. And so this is implying that, we have seen that our seeds that we have been planting have been bearing fruit. We have been seeing that. We have been also in a place where we've had to practice some patience, because things are taking their time, but we have to practice that patience. So this is something we should have been seeing, how many relating to what they're saying. It's also saying that you may have been experiencing some pauses, some like halts a little bit. But they're saying don't fret, fret not, relax. As a matter of fact, you better go ahead and get your rest now, because the way these fire cards set up that's coming up, you better go ahead and get your rest. So anytime, by the way, anytime you experience temporary kind of halts or temporary stagnations or anything like that, never fret. Be easy, rest. Because sure enough, when those bumps happen and all of those different things, you're going to rev up those prayers. You're going to rev up those affirmations. And when you're doing that, you're doing nothing but fertilizing those seeds. So you need to rest up and build up that faith, build up your strength, build up that gratitude, spend some time giving thanks. The other thing it said that we have been spending time kind of looking at the macrocosm, the big picture, and saying, wow, I do have a lot on my mind that I want to do and where I want to go and all of that, but I've come a long way. So there have been many of us who have kind of been sitting in that space, really acknowledging how far we've come. And those things during this full moon is kind of nudging us to let some things go. Like, look, I done come too far to be holding on to that stuff. So some people have been cutting some people off, cutting some things off. Good for you. Do that, because as you grow, you can't hold on to the old things. That's just like if you're in a garden and you plant some plants, and then before you plant the other batch, you don't even clean out the bed. You got to clean out the bed. You got to turn it over and get the old roots out and get the weeds out and all those different things. You can't grow the new fruit holding on to the old. You can't do it. Those roots, the old roots will stifle out. They will snuff out those new roots. And so be faithful with your release. Be faithful with your release, especially during this full moon. Take advantage of it. Release those things that no longer serve you. That's not just a saying. It sounds all nice and fluffy, but seriously, what does not serve your greatest good? Not your good and okay. Nah, let's throw away the mediocre excellence. What's your greatest good? If it don't serve you, let it go. And that's where we've kind of been at. That's the space we've been at. I haven't had all of my water for today, and my body is telling me. Okay, now this is where we're at right now. This is talking about the energy where the collective. Remember, this reading, I had the collective in mind. All those who hear my voice, all of those associated with the people who hear my voice, and those who associate with them, and those who associate with them, the collective. And so this is kind of where our energy is right now. 3 of fire is what comes up in this one. Remember that fire suit is all about that passion, the will, the zeal, the fire in us. 3 of fire, and it says, congratulations. This is your golden time of celebration and success. However, it's not the moment to rest yet. You need to keep going with the next project. So step back and review all that you've done, and then create a blueprint for the future. You need to look at things with an eye to the long term. You probably feel good about how far you've come, but no resting on your laurels. It's important to keep the fire of enthusiasm burning for the heights you might still attain. Patience may be required while you await results from your previous decisions. Use this time to explore the possibilities for how to promote your business or talents. Additional meanings of this card: managing people, a thriving business, self-satisfaction, seeking wise counsel, taking an important job, and business travel. Nice. So right now it's saying, listen, this is the golden time for you. So you need to keep going. Yeah, you've done well. Just like this last card said, you've been kind of counting your blessings. You've noticed I've come a long way, but it's time for you to keep going. What's the next step now? Okay, you've gotten this progress. You've done this healing work for your body. You've done this healing work for your mind. You've done this healing work for your emotions. What next? What are you doing now to keep elevating? This card, this 3 of fire, is saying it's time for you to keep on elevating. And not only keep elevating, but also strive to see what is your blueprint for the future. Strive to plan. The word strive is not really the word I'm looking for. Focus on your plan with the long term in mind. Big picture. And guess what? Bigger. Go bigger, higher, bigger. Higher. Okay? When you sit down with your blueprint, here's where people mess up. This is where people mess up. Hear me now. You mess up when you try to figure out the how. You're sitting down with your scripting journal, or you're doing your vision board and whatever, and yeah, how I'm gonna do that and what I gotta do, and you can't even get finished with the vision board before you trying to make the plan. No. Pause for the cause. Get the vision out. Sit down, breathe, go into some meditation, center yourself, get quiet, get to yourself, feel. First, connect with the feeling of freedom. Connect with the feeling of peace. Connect with the feeling of lightheartedness. Connect with the feeling of balance. Connect with the feeling of groundedness. Start there. Connect with that. Then start connecting with the feeling of exhilaration, of advancement, of increase, of abundance. First connect with the feelings. And when you start connecting with those feelings, now you're tuning into the energy, then visions will start to come. Ideas will start to happen. Inspiration will start to come. And when you do that way, you know that it's coming from a divine place and not just your ego. because you're connecting with the feeling of joy, the feeling of freedom, the feeling of expansion. And then the vision comes. And then once the vision comes, now you write it down, you put it on the vision board, you do whatever, and then you leave it alone. You don't try to work it all out, come up with the whole plan. And I'm going through this because this card clearly says, step back and review all that you've done and then create a blueprint for the future. But in my words, so maybe there may be a tarot deck coming in the future. In my words, I would say connect with the vision and then allow the inspiration to come and guide you into what the plan is. Because that's what we kind of mess up. We start trying to make the plan. We're not led and guided. We don't allow ourselves to be guided to what the plan is. That comes from downloads. That comes from prayer. That comes from stillness. That comes from meditation. That comes from sitting with yourself. It's not just you sitting down and putting your intellect towards the thing and now you're figuring it out. That works. But how many of us are bold enough to admit that we've sat down and come up with a plan and that thing took us for a whirlwind? So we had to sit ourselves down and just pray that, may this thing be worked out and worked out swiftly. We give thanks for grace and mercy because, I thought I wanted this, but this is not what I want. This is not how I want it. And it's not till we sit down and then we're led in spirit on, okay, how do you do this? And then it gives you the steps and then it unfolds in such a more smooth, peaceful, flowy, abundant type way. Okay. So that's where we're at now. The guidance there for us for right now, count your blessings, but keep moving. Go on to the next project. Go on to the next step. What next? What next? All right. And think about whenever you're doing your personal development work, think about all three bodies, your energetic and spiritual body, your emotional body, and your physical body. So what next when it comes to my spiritual body? What next when it comes to my energetic body? What next when it comes to my emotional body? What next when it comes to my physical body? Okay. Think about all three realms: spirit, energy, emotion, physical. All right. And then keep going, it's saying. And now you're looking to the future. So your prayer should be more of, may the vision be revealed to me. May the way be revealed to me. And then speak those prayers. May the resources that I need be provided to me with ease. May the doors that I need open easily and swiftly. May the answer yes flow off of people's lips. May my heart stay light when I have to receive a no. Those are the type of prayers that you pray, and notice I'm not asking, I'm speaking it. May my heart continue to stay light as I continue this journey. And may I be able to deal with the dualities and polarities in life in a lighthearted way. May I not attach to the situations that I have to face in order to see this vision through, in order for me to fulfill my destiny. May I not attach to the situations or the people or the things. May I not attach to them. May I stay grateful for everything that shows up in my life, and may I stay lighthearted about it all so that everything can continue to flow. And may I be blessed and all of that. These are the prayers. This is how you pray, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Now the next one, the third one is speaking of near future. So this is what's to come. So we talked about what was, what is now, and this is what's to come. 7 of fire. We just had the 3 of fire, now 7 of fire. And it says, stand your ground and don't back down. You might need to defend your beliefs or decisions, and you will be successful. It's important to assert yourself and go for what you want. There's strength in adversity, and you've got what it takes. Stand up for your convictions. Stay alert and vigilant. Don't drop your guard just because you're in the right. Others may envy what you possess. Additional meanings of this card: choosing your battles wisely, learning to say no, self-confidence, courage, challenging those in power, and perseverance. Now this card is deep. This card is deep because, you know, this English language, you know, sometimes we think we know. But let me just say this about this card. Stand your ground and don't back down. First of all, you got to get a ground. Let me just say that. Now, that other card says stay grounded. You need to get grounded, stay grounded. First of all, you need a ground to stand on. And your ego is not a ground. Let me be very clear. Your ego is not the ground that you're standing on. Because a lot of times we are standing on our ego. That's what we're standing on. Standing your ground should be standing in the knowing that everything is always working in my favor and on my behalf. That is the best ground. Standing in the knowing that the life force energy that created the worlds and everything in it is the same life force energy that I possess within me, and it radiates through me and all around me. And that radiation, my dear, is my protection. It's my divine guidance, and it's my divine provision. That is the ground you stand on. With you standing on that ground, you can stand your ground in peace without feeling like you have to fuss, without feeling like you have to explain. You can allow people to say whatever they feel. Okay. Thank you. You can allow people to give you advice. You can allow people to say what they think. You can allow all of that, because when you stand on that ground, when the naysayers come around, your affirmation is, well, you might be right, but this is what I know to be true. Everything is always working out on my behalf and in my favor. Everything. There is no ending. There's never time wasted. There's no finish line. It's always an opportunity to expand and grow. It's always an opportunity for things to change. You know, my destiny is my destiny. My purpose is my purpose. You can, if you stand on that, you won't get all riled up. Now, I'm saying this because when you hear things like stand your ground, people immediately go to the thought of resistance. I have to resist somebody. I got to protect myself. No. We don't stand our ground in resistance. The tree ain't got to stand their ground in resistance. You can build that median. You can put that concrete building. You can do whatever you want to do. But guess what? It's going to find its way to continue to grow. House plants. Anybody nurture the house plant? I nurtured this bad boy back to this. I don't want to call it this blessed divine creature. I nursed that one back to life. It don't have to stand this. It just got to keep on growing. Keep reaching for the sun. So the guidance here as we move forward, that is that at some point in the near future, there may be a time when you have to stand your ground. But the main thing is saying don't back down. In other words, be not afraid. Let go of the doubt. You know, follow spirit. If spirit led you to do it, stop needing 25 people to tell you yes. Stop needing your husband to agree, your wife to agree, your children to agree, your mama to agree. And nobody, listen, this is your blueprint. You was born with a blueprint. You were born with a destiny. You have the inner guidance system for you. They may can give some wise advice. They may can give some pointers and those type of things, but no one knows your guidance like you. No one is getting the same guidance that you are getting. It's impossible. Because everyone is different in so many ways. From your position when you were born, to your lineage, to what has impacted you, to your experiences, to your memories, to all of those different things impacts the inner guidance that you are getting. And so that's more of what this stand your ground and don't back down is reminding you of. Okay? And it's saying you may need to defend yourself, but you're going to be successful. And the way you know you're going to be successful is that do it in peace. Do it in love. Defend yourself by being you. I guarantee you, if you be you in peace, in love, you be just, you be faithful, you be devoted, you be disciplined, I guarantee you, there ain't nothing like defending yourself by being. Because people can have things to say, but you can't deny the light. No one can deny the light. No one can deny that gold that's going to be dripping off of you. Okay? That no one can deny that. So that's the guidance here. And also it's saying just be aware. Be aware of yourself. People may envy what you possess, and that's natural, you know. I say, you know, some people, you know, they just wish they could, you know, they wish they could, maybe not even necessarily be you, but everybody want to have peace. Everybody want to have joy, and everybody want to heal. Everybody want, so your auntie on here, she said, hey nephew, everybody want goodness. And that's what you're going to be flowing with. Goodness, grace, poise, abundance, beauty, prosperity. That's what happens when you stay in alignment. So collectively, the reading for tonight said, listen, job well done. Your seeds that you have planted are bearing fruit. Give thanks, count your blessings, name them one by one. Don't be worried if you see any pauses happening. Don't be worried, because it's really just giving you a little break before this harvest keep on coming. If you just stay on the good foot. The second one is saying that, you know, things are really good for you. You're going to experience some abundance. You're going to experience some breakthroughs. You're going to experience some growth, but it ain't time for you to sit still. You still need to step back and kind of plan for the future. Give yourself some time, center yourself, get balanced, and allow spirit to lead you on what is the vision, what is the way, what is the path. And then also allow the guidance, you know, get yourself in a space where you can do that. More meditation, everybody, more time alone, more quiet time. Maybe turn the radio off and just kind of vibe out in the car if you just don't have the time. I definitely say get to a place in your life, you know, maybe that's what you got to put in your prayers. Get to the place in your life where you have that time. There's no reason why we should be saying, I don't have time to pray and meditate. You can't, that's just not good, you know. Get some time to pray and meditate, you know, speak life. And look, be prayerful and meditative all day long. Be honest, that's really, you know, that's how life flow, you know, for me. It's all day long. I'm speaking some prayers, I'm meditating on something, I'm breathing, I'm trying to center my mind and those type of things. And then lastly, with the reading, stand your ground. Get yourself grounded in something, in the reality of God. How about that? Get yourself grounded in the reality of God and stand in it. No matter what adversity comes, you know, you have to have the push and pull for creation. Okay, if you know anything about creation, the creative life, there's always a duality. You know, there's always a polarity. There's always a push-pull in order to create. You know, if you want to get a bigger muscle, you got to rip it first, and then it heals and it grows. But each time you want to build, it has to be some level of push and pull. So that is going to come. But in those moments, it's the time where you're going to stand your ground in the reality of God so you can see the growth that comes from it. Why give in and why give up? Because those times is when you're going to get that growth, you know. It's like the seeds germinating. They got to push through. They got to push through the soil. First, they got to push through the little shell around, the little hole around the seed. Then they got to push through the soil. Then it has to push through the storms, you know, all of those different things before it grows into a mature plant that can bear fruit. And so we go through the same process, but it's essential for us to stand our ground in the reality of God. What is the reality of God? The reality of God is the reality that everything is always working out on your behalf. You just focus on keeping in alignment, keeping your heart light, keeping your mind, govern your mind, staying optimistic, staying peaceful, staying joyous, reaching for peace, power, and joy, reconciling and releasing anger, sadness, and fear, That's your job. You do your job. You do your job and just know that everything is always working out on your behalf. Need not worry. You need not fear. You just stay doing what you're supposed to be doing. Stand in alignment, keeping your vibrations high by any means necessary. I hope this was fruitful for you all tonight. Yeah, collective read. That was fun. That was fun. So, if you desire to get your own personal reading, then you can book at the link in the bio here on Instagram, or if you're watching this on Facebook, you can book it in the caption on Facebook. And you can also, while you're there, you can look at my calendar. I have different services, do coaching, clearings, readings, all those beautiful things. And I have a couple of memberships. I have the Oyun Ministries membership where we do a study session every Wednesday. It's dope. It's like a pick-me-up midweek where we talk about spiritual concepts, spiritual principles, spiritual discipline. You know, it's just a place where you can be you and you can grow, you can learn, and you also gain some guidance, you know. And so that's the Oyun Ministries membership. And then you also have the Moon Meditation membership. So a lot of y'all on here are my Moon Meditation crew. So the Moon Meditation group, I think I see some members on here as well, OU Ministry members too. Shout out to everybody, all the members. Moon Meditation group, they get a new moon call and a full moon call. Every new moon, every full moon, we hop on the line. We talk about the energy of that moon, and we talk about how to use it. And we go through they use their personal natal charts, all those beautiful things. And all members of the OU Ministries membership, as well as the Moon Meditation group, they get discounts to services. So, you know, all members get discounts on all services. And so those are the two memberships. But of course, you know, you can continue to vibe out here on Instagram or over on YouTube. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. There are some things that are not here on IG that are on my YouTube channel, including a whole series of meditations. I mean, I started creating content on YouTube in, I want to say, like 2016. So it's a lot of stuff over there. So you have some inner child meditations, some chakra balancing meditations. You have some talks. You have a few lectures. You got a few classes on YouTube. It's a lot over there on YouTube. So we give thanks. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and staying tuned. Thank you, sis. Thank you. Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. It is just me allowing myself to be me. And I appreciate you all for allowing me to do so. You know, giving me the space to do so. I really do. I really do appreciate love y'all. And y'all appreciation that you all show in action. Okay. Love is an action word. And you all do show your love in action from your prayers, you know, from your support. You know, it's continual. I appreciate love y'all. Like, y'all don't know. Some of y'all stepped in some rough times, the roughest time, you know, when my mother was transitioning. I can say so many of you all, people I've never met before, people who are not even in Atlanta, you know, people who I see all the time, you know, all of y'all just stepped up and really just extended so much comfort and support, you know, that it's just amazing. So it really shows that, you know, out of all the fads and out of all of the you know, I don't know what to call it. So much that, you know, so many groups, so many this, so many that many have said, you know, are false when it comes to social media. What I can say about those who align with OU Ministries and, you know, you vibe out here on Instagram, and it's real. The love is real. We support each other.